Hello, Cancer. So here's your reading. First up, you have the Two of Wands, the Fool, the Five of Wands. In the reverse position for the week, you have the Seven of Pentacles. And then for the recommended outcome, you have Seven of Pentacles. Oh, that's so funny. I didn't even realize you have the reverse Seven of Pentacles and then the upright Seven of Pentacles. That's very interesting. Look at that. I didn't even realize that before. You would think I would have noticed that. Anyway, here we go. So the Two of Wands is all about planning. It's about foresight. It could represent travel, but it's about having like a creative partnership, but you're planning for the future. You're figuring out the steps forward. And then the Fool represents new beginnings. He's on a new journey. He's starting something new. So he's kind of like in that energy where he's really excited about it, and he's starting something new, and he's he's on a journey. He's taken the first steps. But the Five of Wands is it represents conflict, that things are not quite going 100% well. There's some competition, there's conflict, there's disagreements, maybe some disputes. There's a little bit of that type of energy going on where things are not going fully smoothly, but there's a little bit of bumps in the road. So kind of mushing these three together, I think you're thinking about starting something, because to me this is a little bit more your recent past. So I think, and the Fool would be more of like your current energy. I think you were planning to move forward on something, and you were kind of maybe laying down the foundations. Maybe you didn't have all, like the full situation planned out. But to me, you're moving in a new direction. And I think that with the Fool being here, that really solidifies that you are moving in a new direction. You might not have all the plans figured out for the new path. This could be you're starting something new. You want to do some whatever. It could just represent anything for you. It could represent moving in a new direction with a relationship or whatever. But the Wands are all about actions. And the Fool, he's action oriented. He's going. He's on his way. He's kind of like a free spirit. So I think with these, you've changed course, and now you're starting that new direction. You're actually starting on the path. You're no longer just thinking about starting on the path, but you're actually in the energy of actually moving onto the path. You're going on your merry way. But I think in your near future for this week, you are going to potentially come up against a little bit of a conflict. Now, typically this is conflict regarding like other people, but everything is, everybody's a little different. So you're going to face maybe some competition, or maybe there's a little conflict. Something's not quite going 100% as planned. It's not saying that you're not going to be able to do it. It's just there's always bumps in the road. Anytime you start something new, always some kind of shenanigan happens. There's always some kind of bumps in the road. And then in the reverse position here, I think from this conflict, this represents like a lack of long-term vision, limited success, or a reward. So I think you're not going to maybe see the fruits of your labor initially. It might be slow going. It might be a little discouraging. Something didn't quite work 100%. And now you're getting like, oh, I thought it was going to be so great. And now I have this conflict and things aren't really being, they're not transpiring the way I had initially thought they were. But for what you're recommended to do for this situation for the week, this card represents, in the upright, it represents patience, persistence, evaluation, assessment. This represents slow but steady results. So, and then having like a long-term view and a long-term plan of the situation. So I definitely think that whatever you're starting here, you will be bumping up into some obstacles. It's life. And I think you'll get something, but you won't see it as great. And you might feel a little bit impatient. But because this came out in the upright position, the same card, this is saying, just be patient. You're going to eventually reach your goal or have the rewards that you want. You're going to get what you want, but you need to be patient. You're going to have to just continue to water your little pentacles over here. You're going to have to kind of watch them and water them and try to till the soil and do whatever you need to do. Kind of still continue on with whatever you're moving forward on. Continue with it. Don't give up just because of you're going to hit some bumps in the roads, and then you might not quite see initially the thing that you want, the outcome, or the desired outcome. But I think this is really saying just be patient with it. Now let's continue with your oracle cards. So you got, these three came out. You got adventure, live wild and free, path, wander on the path less traveled, what you find might surprise you, and change. Falling leaves do not signify the end, but the beginning of a fruitful season. So I think with adventure, I feel like, because the Fool, he's going on an adventure. He's excited about something. Like, he's going on his merry way. He's totally going on an adventure. So this might be something definitely new to you. Because with this energy of planning, I think you're definitely kind of having your own little adventure. Whatever you're doing, you're changing something up. And with the path, the wander on the path less traveled, what you find might surprise you. I really think that you might be doing something that you haven't done before. And anytime we do that, we do kind of come into obstacles that we didn't foresee because we've never done it before. We don't really know what to expect. But I definitely feel like with this, it's saying that you should continue with that. And then change, falling leaves do not signify the end, but the beginning of the fruitful season. I'm going to put change over here because I think like whatever conflict you're having and then the fruits of your labor you're not getting the results initially. I feel like this is saying that even though you're not getting the results that you wanted, falling leaves do not signify the end, as if like this conflict shouldn't signify the end, but the beginning of a fruitful season, and you just have to be patient and you're going to have your fruitful season. So I'm going to kind of throw that guy over here. And the wandering the path less traveled, I'm going to put him up here with the Fool as well. So then you got a bunch of cards came out for you, my Cancers. So you got codependency, addictions are affecting your romantic life. Children, your love life is being affected by children. Calling in your soulmate, your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. And chemistry, there's a strong magnetic attraction here. So now these are romance cards, but you don't necessarily have to always put them for romance. They can definitely signify other things. So codependency. Now, let's say for some of you, this deciding to move forward and this changing your direction could be that maybe you felt that you were really dependent on somebody or somebody was dependent on you, and you realized that it wasn't quite like a healthy situation, and you might be trying to end that, and that's where this conflict is coming in, is that you're kind of trying to be either more dependent or you're trying to persuade the person to be more independent, and now you're coming up against a little bit of a conflict, and it could be a slow going kind of trying to separate the codependent situation. So that could be something for some of you. And then the children one, your love life is being affected by children. There's something could be with the children here. You could have a situation where children are involved. For instance, let's say the kids are in school, you decided you're moving or you want to switch the children's school or something different. And now for you, this could represent that you're planning on switching their school. You're actually doing it, but maybe there's some, I don't want to say red tape, but something with the school. There's some kind of requirements or paperwork that needs to be filled out, and maybe they have certain requirements, or the children have to take extra tests or something to get into the school. I don't know. And then it's kind of coming up with this a little bit, it's giving you a little bit of a headache type of situation, but you take it how it works for you. So, and calling in your soulmate, your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. For some of you, this really could be that maybe you're breaking up with somebody, or you are changing directions. You're deciding that you might be like looking for a certain type of person, or you decided that maybe the type of person that you usually attract or usually go after is not really the kind of person that you should be with. Sometimes we have a type, and then sometimes, the type is not a good type for us, it happens. But this could be you realizing that you need to maybe start trying to, I'm not saying have more, I'm not higher your standards up. I'm not saying that in a negative way, but you might need to kind of reassess, like, well, what is the type of person that you keep getting in relationships with, and if it's not working and it's failing badly, like, what's the situation? So this could be like you changing certain aspects of yourself, or setting certain kind of, like, I don't want to say standards, and then you'll kind of attract a soulmate that way. You'll attract somebody a little bit better for you. So it's all tarot is kind of like, I always see it as a Scooby-Doo mystery. You kind of have the cards, they tell a story, and I think it really always affects us, or we resonate with certain things differently. So everybody's a little different, but I think these are always like general guidelines. So chemistry, there's a strong magnetic attraction here. Now, I feel like this chemistry could be with whatever is going on here, with whatever you're doing. I think this is saying that it's actually a good path for you, because you got path, you got the chemistry, adventure. I really feel like with these cards, to me, the chemistry really represents for this, that whatever path you're going on, this is really good for you. And you have kind of like this chemistry even with the situation. You kind of, sometimes situations we kind of like, we just fit and we gel and it just kind of works out, or it really piques our interest or something. And I feel like this could be a situation like that for you. So that's fantastic. Okay, so then you got obstacles are opportunities in disguise. So I definitely think with this obstacles, whatever happens here, you might learn something, or it might push you to see things in a different way. And sometimes, it actually is beneficial to us. We don't realize it right off the beginning, but sometimes actually realize, like hitting an obstacle, having it not work out, and then realizing you got to reinvent the wheel a little bit, or go about it a little differently, is the best thing for us, because it makes things easier on the back end. Then next up you have truth. So, and I feel like this is just saying that you need to kind of just stay truthful to yourself. Like, I think sometimes with this energy here, if you're starting to feel like maybe this isn't worth doing, if you in your heart feel like, this is really going to be worth doing, I really want to do it, I just need to figure out a better way, I think then that's saying to yourself, you're staying truthful to that inner voice in yourself, saying like, I gotta do this, I gotta stick with this. So I definitely think that's important. So, and it could also be that you've uncovered some truth about somebody, and then this is what's giving you this Two of Wands, like planning for something or planning to change something up, and then that could have spurred like the Fool moment where you're like, okay, I'm going in a new direction now, because you've uncovered the truth. And maybe you're even like, this conflict is you kind of confronting somebody because maybe you learned something, and for instance, let's say you had a business partner and you found out there was some shady business going on, and some shenanigans were going on. And then you're deciding like, I need to end this partnership because this is not working. This person does not have my best interest. He doesn't have the company's best interest, or whatever's best interest. And now you're kind of confronting that situation, and you're like, listen, we need to kind of split this up. So that's something where that could be, you'll either find some type of truth out, or you need to have that truth within yourself. You need to live your truth in a sense. So that is fantastic. Okay, Cancers. So let's see. Think of a question for the Magic 8 Ball. But first, we shall answer the age-old question as, what spirit of the dish shall be with you in this week, or the upcoming week, whenever you're watching? You have the Islander, which is the spirit of the canned meat, the spirit of the spam. So we got the spam here. You got the Islander, so there you go. Okay, and for those that are questioning, what dinner and a movie does the universe recommend for me to watch this week? We're going to answer that question right now. What dinner and a movie for my Cancers? What dinner and a movie for my Cancers? You guys got, you got horror movie and seafood. So you got horror and seafood. And then we're going to do your little numbers and letters. Okay, so you got D, X, H, P, and you have 7, 0, 7, 1, 1, 9, 2. And then for your little stones, I'm going to pull 2 stones for you guys. Oh, you got trust and courage. Ooh, see, I feel like this trust might be like, you have to maybe trust in yourself, trust in the universe, trust that the situation, or you're moving in the right path. That's how I feel like this trust kind of comes into this situation. And courage, I feel like anytime you're starting on a new journey, you need to have a little courage. So I think you need to just muster up that courage, especially if you're going to hit a few bumps in the road. but you're going to get through it. It's going to be okay. I definitely think with these two Seven of Pentacles coming up in reverse and upright, I really feel that's saying that, what you're doing is you are on the right path, but even though you have slow growth initially, you're still going to get the growth. It's still going to proceed forward, but you might, with the Seven of Pentacles, after this this Wands moment, this Five of Wands, you might now, your initial plans, you might be kind of like questioning or not really planning beyond this Five of Wands conflict moment. So I think with these two is saying, no, continue to plan, figure it out. You're going to figure it out. Don't stop your planning. Don't stop moving forward. It's just, if you don't see the initial results, they're going to come, but sometimes things takes time. Sometimes things take time. And then sometimes things take time, and then all of a sudden they're here and it's blowing up. So just continuing on type of thing. So, okay, Cancers, think of your question. Here we go. Oh, mystical, magical 8-ball, the mightiest ball of all the balls in the world. What is the answer to Cancer's question? You got most likely. There you guys go. The 8-ball has spoken. Okay, I hope you have a wonderful week, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.